guys play with pride. You play with passion. Close that fist up. Get in here. Get it tight right now. Let's go.
Everybody fired up as the high school football season reaches its most critical point. Some of this fall's best hoping they can secure their playoff spot. Others know if they don't win out, they'll spend the postseason on the sidelines. It all comes down to who wants it more, the passionate pursuit of perfection. This is week 7, people. Let's go! State Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughrazor.com for details. Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org. Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can. Imagine Theater and Star Lanes in Royal Oak. Your ultimate entertainment destination. And our friends with the United Auto Workers and Chrysler.
We just finished up week 7 of the high school football season. I just started wearing a coat for the first time in 6 months, and we're gearing up soon for playoffs. It's true, and it's been a phenomenal season thus far. Just when I think I can count one team out, I can't. Just when I think one team is ready to get on a roll, they don't. That's high school football, and this is Southeast Michigan's home for nothing but prep pigskin. Welcome to State Champs Extra Point. We are presented by Lawrence Tech. I'm Lauren Plant. Divisions were decided this week in grudge matches galore across the metro area. We've got highlights from a bunch of them. Our coach of the week leads a team that went just 5-13 over the past 2 years to a 5-1 record heading into this week. And Tom's going to eat some crow in this week's division rankings. Got to stick around for that. Now, what we do best, highlights. So let's get them going.
We start in the Detroit PSL. The Denby Tars looking to get a spot into next week's city playoffs. And they were at home to take on the Bulldogs from East English Village. We picked this one up late in the first half. East English donning the pink jerseys. It's the senior Leon Timon punching it in from a yard out. East English Village blanks the Denby Tars. Next stop for the Dogs, the PSL semifinal. We head up the road a little bit to Grosse Pointe as the Grosse Pointe North Norsemen welcomed in their MAC Blue nemesis, the Warren Cousino Patriots. This was a game for bragging rights in the blue. Grosse Pointe North, winners of 2 in a row. Second quarter action and down 3-0. This was 4th and 7. Senior quarterback Daniel Robinson able to evade several Patriot defenders. He takes it 40 yards to pay dirt. Norsemen up 7-3. Just 3 wins over the past 2 seasons for Cousino. The sophomore back Stephen Charles ran for 112 yards on 11 carries. On this play, 71 yards to the house. But the Pats trailed 14-10 at the break. Second play from scrimmage to start the second half. Cousino senior Nick Palmer off to the races. 60-yard touchdown. Patriots up 17-14. Norsemen not going away. Robinson able to avoid the backside blitz. Buys time. Finds the junior wideout Tristan Richardson. 40-yard TD reception. GP North back in front. Cousino responded with a 7-play, 74-yard drive. Palmer capping it with a 3-yard game-winning run. Warren Cousino upsets Grosse Pointe North 24-21 the final. Pats all alone atop the MAC Blue. We stay in the MAC. To the white division we go. Utica Ford versus New Baltimore Anchor Bay. We pick it up third quarter. 3-3 Utica Ford trailing 7-0 until Nolan Rieger hooks up with Sammy Schrell. 20-yard touchdown. It would be 25 unanswered points for the Ford Falcons. Rieger dumps it off to DeAndrea. He does the rest. 32-yard TD. Utica Ford beats Anchor Bay 25-7. Another must-win game next week for the Falcons versus Grosse Pointe South. Let's go to the Catholic League intersectional battle. Royal Oak Shrine and the Pioneers from Riverview Gabriel Richard getting together. Both teams coming into the contest at 4-2. Gabriel Richard fresh off back-to-back wins over Cranbrook and Bishop Foley. This is the opening kickoff. The senior Tyler Blackjack returning the rock. He will not be stopped. 90 yards to the house. huge start for the Pioneers. Royal Oak Shrine started the season winners of 4 straight, now trying to avoid a 3rd straight loss. Tim Nihas feeds it to Max Thrower, the junior in for the 30-yard score. Knights led 14-13 after the first quarter. We had a shootout in the first half. Knights back at it again. The senior Nihas on the keeper, up the gut. Bam! 40-yard score. Shrine led 21-13. Pioneers retort. Junior quarterback Jacob Lepetsky back to pass, and the other blackjack, Josh, foot down, ref singles, touchdown. Riverview Gabriel Richard trailed at the half by only 7, 28-21. Rest of the way, Shrine shined. This is the freshman, Sean Laidler, getting the handoff and refusing to go down. Another touchdown. Royal Oak Shrine wins 48-21. Knights now 5-2 and in need of one more win to clinch a spot in the postseason. Let's toss to Mike Gerlitis now for a massive matchup in the MAC Red.
Warren Mott Marauders hosting the Titans of Sterling Heights Stevenson. Second quarter, Frankie DeCenzo doing it all himself on the keeper. 65 yards to pay dirt, making it 10-7 Stevenson going into the locker room.
You guys have done a nice job of listening to what I said. You've done all 3 things. You're playing fast, you're playing smart, you're having fun. Pretty simple.
And that's exactly what the Marauders did. Connor Madigan plunged for 6 more. Mott up 14-10 after 3 quarters. We now take you deep in the 4th. Marauders down 17-14. Junior quarterback Jason Lila coming off the bench and delivering the game-winning pass to Tylen Redding in the end zone. Warren Mott defeats Sterling Heights Stevenson in dramatic fashion. 21-17 your final. I'm Mike Gerlitis for Extra Point.
I'm Mike Martin, former Detroit Catholic Central Shamrock, Michigan Wolverine, and current Tennessee Titan. Welcome inside the trenches. Fellas, I know some of you have qualified for the playoffs now. Some of you guys are on the bubble. That being said, I'm glad you guys tuned in this week because I got a great drill for you. Now this drill is all about change of direction, reaction time, and planting on one foot. Because in an athletic position, playing football, you got to be able to change direction on one foot to make a play as a running back, juke somebody, D-lineman, putting a move on an O-lineman, or a linebacker, getting through the line and making a play in the backfield. And especially as a big man, if you're leaning outside your body frame, it's gonna be hard to come back because being a big man, you gotta let gravity help you. So I'm gonna show you guys how to get it done. Uncommon actions bring uncommon results. Fellas, you gotta train hard and dream big, and good things will happen, I promise you. I'm Mike Martin, I'll see you next week.
Hi fans, it's Kiera. Can you believe it's already week 7 of football? Well, up next is Coach's Corner, so find out what Al Fracassa has to say about the ongoing trend of high school athletes only participating in one sport. Extra Point will be right back.
We want you. We are Lawrence Technological University, and we don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven, students with a passion for hard work and good times, students who will move right in and shoot for the best that Lawrence Tech Southfield campus has to offer. So if you believe that everything is possible and that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
Does your company want the attention of the high school market? State Champs Sports Network will customize and maximize your message through our ever-expanding multimedia machine. Email Mark Rottenberg, markr@statechampsnetwork.com, and join the winning team.
My purple is defeating cancer.
My purple is my grandma.
Everyone has a reason for joining Purple Community.
My purple is fighting Parkinson's.
My purple is my mother.
Because that's where the fight to end cancer, Parkinson's, and other diseases begins. When you participate in a Purple Community event, 100% of your donation goes directly to research at Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org.
it's extra point. Let's go to David for more highlights.
Let's make it count!
The Vikings of Walled Lake Central looking to stand tall at home in their annual matchup with their crosstown rivals, the Warriors from Walled Lake Western. First quarter, Vikings knocking on the door, and they will bust it down as senior Zach Gore powers in from 4 yards out for a 7-0 lead. Vikings ahead 7-3 in the second, but not for long as Nick Crum has the ball knocked away, and senior lineman Nathan Carter-Harris will scoop it up and ramble 35 yards to pay dirt to put the Warriors up 10-7. Central looking to jump back ahead before the half as the talented senior QB Crum takes it in all alone from 7 yards out, and it was 14-10 Vikings at the break. Jump all the way to the fourth now with the Warriors ahead 3, and they would pad their lead thanks to this picture-perfect hookup from Kyle Thomas to John Witkowski in the back of the end zone. Walled Lake Western celebrates as they knock off the Vikings on their home turf and move to 6-1 on the year, 31-14, your final. A fiery St. Clair squad on hand to take on the Titans of Warren Woods Tower in a MAC Gold Division tilt. The visitors would get on the board first as senior QB Larry O'Chadloose hooks up with Riley Gleason over the middle, and the junior takes it in from 38 yards out for a 6-0 lead. The Titans coming right back, and it's the senior signal caller Darius Slade doing the honors. They would take a 14-6 lead into halftime. The Titans looking for a little insurance, and big Isaiah Swift as the senior powers in for an 8-yard score and a 21-12 lead. Late stages of a 21-18 game now, and the visiting Saints would find a way to break the hearts of the Titan faithful with this 21-yard connection from Brandon Pavlov to fellow senior Adam Toby. The Saints with a huge road victory, 25-21 the final. I'm David Faze for Extra Point.
All right, hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner with Al Fracassa. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good, thank you.
All right, it's always great to have him here inside Extra Point and inside the studios here in Southfield, and we're picking his brain again as we always do. And what we want to talk about this week, Coach, is, and this is something that I think a lot of people have opinions, strong opinions on. It's athletes. In my day growing up, we were encouraged to play multi-sports. I played football, soccer, and baseball in California where I grew up. Nowadays, you see a lot more coaches saying, I don't want you playing other sports. I want you in the weight room during the off season or doing these kind of things. How do you feel it affects an athlete in terms of, I guess, their well-roundedness?
Well, I'll tell you what, when I played in high school, I played 3 sports, basketball, football, baseball. And I always thought that the more sports a young man plays, the better athlete he's going to be. My best athletes that I've had in the past played more than one sport. Nowadays, these coaches want those boys in the locker room. They want them in the weight room, getting bigger, stronger, and faster, and they think that it's a waste of time. Well, I believe that you can find a good defensive back if he plays basketball, because he's got to be able to run backwards, forward, sideways. So I believe that you become more athletic if you play more than one sport.
Okay, Coach, this week a game that you were very familiar with. You played in a lot of them. It's what they refer to as the Boys Bowl. Yes. And now it is De La Salle and Catholic Central. Always a great, great matchup.
Yes, it is. I think that Tom Mack and Verska are strong coaches. They're very competitive. They're going to go after each other because that's the way it is in our Catholic League. We have a very strong, league, and I believe that it's going to be a good game because of that. Tom Mack is a veteran. He's a type of guy that will get his boys up for this game. Of course, Verska is awfully, competitive himself, so maybe they should just have the coaches fight against each other instead of having the team go against each other. Should be a good game.
It should be a great game. Throw the records out the window.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see Coach next week right here in the corner.
Coach's Corner is presented by our friends with the UAW and Chrysler.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome in a contrite. I know, big word, kids, look it up. We have a contrite Tom Markowski as we update our top division rankings in the state. No one else does this. Now, if you're a fan of the show, a couple of weeks ago, you know he got it wrong. Remind everyone what you said on this very show.
Well, I said there was no way the Catholic League Central Division or the OK Red Division would be moved out of the top 2 spots. I was wrong. Rockford went down. Hudsonville's not playing that well in the OK Red. So I bumped up the OAA Red into the number 2 spot. And basically you have Clarkston, the defending champ in D1. But the surprise is West Bloomfield and Oxford. And don't count out Lake Orion. I know they stumbled at the start. And also Rochester Hills, Stony Creek has a chance to make the playoffs too. So they've shown themselves well. I have the MAC Red at number 5. They could move up later in the season depending upon Utica Eisenhower and Warren Mott as the season goes on.
You see, he's human, people, just like everyone else. You can react by emailing us. Go to statechampsnetwork.com. Tune in for another version of Rankings next week.
I'm here with the Canton Chiefettes, and we all know that one of the biggest attributes of football is its fan base. And we here at State Champs understand that you want to know all the latest news about your teams, and you want it fast. How can we help? Well, go to statechampsnetwork.com where you can get the latest information on news, recruiting, and much more. And don't forget about our new scoreboard. Don't go anywhere because more highlights are up next.
This October, you're going to be seeing a little more pink. Once again, Hungry Howie's is fighting breast cancer with love, hope, and pizza. For every pizza sold, every story of strength shared, and every new Hungry Howie's Facebook fan, a donation will be made to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. The pink pizza boxes are back. Order today and join us in the fight against breast cancer with love, hope, and pizza.
Does your company want the attention of the high school market? State Champs Sports Network will customize and maximize your message through our ever-expanding multimedia machine. Email Mark Rottenberg, markr@statechampsnetwork.com, and join the winning team.
For over 75 years, Guernsey Farms Dairy has been producing the highest quality dairy products in Michigan. This family-owned and operated business was built on making the best-tasting milk and ice cream using only the freshest ingredients from local farms. Guernsey Farms Dairy was awarded Best Chocolate Milk in North America at the World Dairy Expo, and their butter pecan ice cream was rated best by People magazine. Quality taste isn't expensive, it's priceless. Give your family the best. Taste the Guernsey difference.
I'm here with the Canton crowd. Now let's keep the highlights rolling on Extra Point.
I'm Ryan Terpstra, and we begin with the Battle of the Baseline Jug as Northville was all fired up, taking on their rivals from Novi. We go to the second half. Novi's down 10-0, but Emmanuel Jackson is going to change that, punching it in from 2 yards out. Wildcats trailed by 3. But then the Northville train started rolling. It's PJ Schnepp with a 4-yard touchdown run and puts the Mustangs back up by 10. Then later in the third, it's Justin Zimbo getting it to Justin Meacham for the 30-yard pitch and catch for the touchdown. As Northville claims the baseline jug for the 6th year in a row. 45-14 is the final. We head next to the MAC, a white division matchup as Port Huron took on the Romeo Bulldogs. Take you to the third quarter. Romeo facing a 4th and goal. It's Paul Hurley on the QB keeper for the 2-yard touchdown. And the Bulldogs win it 24-7. And now to the Downriver League. Southgate Anderson at 3-3 needs to win out to make the playoffs. They were at home to take on Gibraltar Carlson, coming in at 4-2. Carlson and White would strike first. The senior Marvin Franklin bolts free. He's going to go 90 yards to the house. The Marauders led 7-0 as we head into halftime. Back comes Anderson. On the first play of the second half, Hunter Majeski gets the handoff, and he breaks free down the sideline for the 71-yard touchdown. They would miss the extra point. Titans trail 7-6. Then later in the third, it's Trey Harris getting the direct snap. He goes in for the 5-yard score. Titans lead now for the first time at 12-7. But Carlson wasn't quite ready to give up as Franklin gets it in for his second rushing score from the 5. They get the 2-point conversion. We were tied up at 15. Late in the game, the Titans driving for the go-ahead score. It's the senior, Dejon Matthews, getting into the end zone from 6 yards out. Southgate Anderson keeps his playoff hopes alive with a 22-15 win over Carlson. I'm Ryan Terpstra for Extra Point.
Hi, I'm Christina Ayers, Manager of Athletic Training for Henry Ford Health System. For this week's Sports Medicine Minute, I'd like to tell you the role athletic trainers fill. Simply put, ATs are licensed healthcare professionals who work with physicians to maximize your participation in sports and other activities. From prevention to diagnosing injuries to helping you get the treatment you need in case of an emergency, it's a very rewarding career, but you have to earn it. At minimum, athletic trainers must hold a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution, but 70% of athletic trainers hold a master's degree or higher. ATs work with a variety of settings too. You see them in high school, collegiate, professional sports, but also rehab services and in physician clinics. You can also find athletic trainers in the military, police, fire departments, even helping astronauts at NASA. I'm proud to be part of the Henry Ford Sports Medicine team, and you just might see us at one of the many high school football games we cover all season long. I'm Christina Ayers, and this is your Henry Ford Sports Medicine Minute.
Presented by Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can.
Coming up next, Sean Belizean returns with our Coach of the Week, and we'll give you a little hint. His team rocks maize and blue and hails from Wallet Lake. So find out who he is and how his team is doing when Extra Point returns.
Fundraising should be fresh, flavorful, and simple. We have the perfect solution at Hungry Howie's, Dough Raiser. Your nonprofit organization can sell paper pizza certificates that your customers can redeem for one medium pizza at participating Hungry Howie's locations. Go to doughraiser.com to learn about, sign up for, and order everything Dough Raiser. Request a Dough Raiser kit for your group today. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Welcome to Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser.
You think you're getting past me? By the time you experience the world of pain. Here I come, lung cancer. Deep breaths, baby, deep breaths. Game on, cancer!
Get in the game at GameOnCancer.com.
We want you. We are LTU, Lawrence Technological University, and is one of the nation's best schools for engineering, architecture, and technology. We don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven, students who want to change the world through technology, science, and design. So if you believe that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
Hey, what's up? It's Sean Belizean. It's time once again for our Coach of the Week presented by our friends at Lawrence Tech. Our selection this week from Walled Lake Central, Coach Bob Meyer.
All right, come on. Coach Meyer is in his 10th year at Walled Lake Central, and it's become a very happy home for him based on one key factor.
It's all about the kids. I'm a wonderful young men who are dedicated and committed to Walled Lake Central football, and we say once a Viking, always a Viking.
Well, the Vikings are off to a very solid start this season, but Coach Meyer said it actually started in the off-season.
They committed in the offseason, the weight room. We've been very fortunate with the injury department, and the kids really, truly care about each other. There is no disease of me we like to preach on the team. Everyone cares about the team first, themselves second.
Well, the work the Vikings put in during the offseason and lessons learned from last year led the team to a very simple mantra for 2014.
motto's been finish, plain and simple, just been finish. Last year we had 3 games that we woulda, coulda, shoulda won, but just didn't finish. So that's been kind of our mantra for the whole season is we need to finish. Regardless of winning good or winning ugly, we need to finish and get the W.
The Coach of the Week is presented to you by Lawrence Tech. For more info on Lawrence Tech Athletics, go to ltuathletics.com. I'm Sean Belegian for Extra Point.
Hi, we're the Canton Varsity Cheer Team.
And we're here to wrap up the highlights
as Canton Chiefs take on Plymouth Wildcats.
Go team!
All out, no holding back, throwing haymakers, daring to be great on every single play.
The Canton Chiefs on the cusp of winning their second straight KLAA South Division title. They'd have to do it by getting by their cross-campus rivals, the Plymouth Wildcats. Canton entered this contest at an impressive 5-1. First quarter, Chiefs go into the air. Senior quarterback Greg Williams going long, connecting with Robert Guajardo down the sideline, 75-yard touchdown. More from Canton on their next possession. Williams on the play action, hooks up with a wide-open Nolan Gilo. This will wind up being a 73-yard gain down to the Wildcat 1. Marcus Sanders cleans it up. He had 140 yards rushing on the night. Chiefs led 14-0 after the first. Canton inside the red zone to start the second quarter. Brian Newton getting it done. Chiefs win by a 30-20 final. The KLAA South Division title once again belongs to Canton. Now to a battle for first place in the Huron League. Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central on the road to take on the Riverview Pirates. We pick it up late in the first quarter. Senior quarterback Bryce Wyndham gets it to a diving Travis Vujic. 20-yard touchdown. Falcons up 14-0 after the first. More from St. Mary Catholic Central in the second. Justin Carabino goes on in, 17-yard score. That increased the Monroe lead to 21. Falcons still pounding the rock. Senior Mitchell Lamour getting free, easily in, 45-yard touchdown. SMCC rolling up 27-0 at halftime. More of the same in the second half. Wyndham to Carabino, nice concentration to get the foot in, touchdown. Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central goes on to win 33-0, first Huron League championship in 4 years.
Another wild week in the books. I just want to take a second now and say big props to the coaching staffs who work so hard every week, to the schools and administrations trying to provide all of us the best game experience we can have as fans. There is nothing like high school football and getting a chance to showcase all of our kids on this show and on this network. It is awesome. All of us here love our job. All right, back to work next week as we get to the real nitty-gritty on the gridiron. This has been another edition of State Champs Extra Point. Have a fantastic week.
State Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughrazor.com for details. Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org. Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can. Imagine Theater and Star Lanes in Royal Oak, your ultimate entertainment destination. And our friends with the United Auto Workers and Chrysler.